Good morning. I had a question from one of your classmates, and I just thought I would make a little video to show you, to answer her question, and maybe if anybody else was wondering the same thing. She was asking if I had a link to the e-text, and the answer is I do, but it's a little bit complicated. It's not like one link. So, and I'm not real sure how to do just one link to the e-text, and I apologize for that. But anyway, I'm going to show you what I do have. So this is our course, Bio 169, section NT1S1. I'm going to click on that. I'm in Moodle already, as you can see. And here's the welcome page. Since we're here, I'll just go ahead and on the welcome page, you have any announcements that I might post. You would get those sent to your email, but they're also saved in this announcement forum. So that's where your announcements would be if there are any, and I'm sure there will be. Each week I tend to send an announcement out, and I'm probably going to also post one about just kind of giving you an overview of Chapter 17. I just haven't sent it yet. So look for that. Look for emails. Always check your email every day, particularly for announcements. Okay, so now I'm going to skip course information, but I'm going to go on to week 1, which is just one chapter. And there's a lot, and it's a lot of individual things. So if you look at the beginning, it's just all of the learning outcomes. And yes, I would read those. But for right now, I'm going to scroll past them. You have a list of everything that you're supposed to do by January 13th. Okay, so it's listed there. But if you just scroll down past that beginning section, what I've posted at the top of all of these links to your Mastering A&P website, I start by posting your assignments because there's so many links that I want to post the most important ones. If you ever have an exam, that's going to be the first thing that you see, and then under that will be your assignments from Mastering A&P. So as you can see, there's a link to the first dynamic study module for Chapter 17, and then there's the next one. So all of these are called dynamic study modules. I recommend that you do these first because that's your instruction. That's how you learn the material. You'll go through and answer questions, and then when you miss a few questions, it'll have you read the section on the question that you missed. And then it'll go back and ask you a few more questions and make sure you got it. So it's just gonna update according to which questions you get right and which ones you miss. It might be a little time consuming, but definitely worth it. And this, if I were a student, this is how I would read the textbook. It's just through the dynamic study modules. Because what that does is it's kind of like a guided reading. So you're not starting at page 1 and reading to page 100. You're reading the parts that correspond to the topic that you're having trouble with. So it's just little bits and pieces of what you need to learn. So of course, I assigned them, so I think they're important. But I would start with dynamic study modules and use those for your instruction on the chapter. Then there is a homework assignment. This is where your exam questions are going to come from. Okay, so make sure, don't just do that homework assignment once. Go through and do it a few times until you feel comfortable that you're familiar with the questions and you understand them. If you get to a question and you know the answer, but you don't understand the answer, send me an email. I will either do a video like this and explain that topic better, or I'll just answer you directly. But and you can also post in the weekly forum, which you'll see at the bottom of each week. So anyway, you have the next assignment after the dynamic study module is the Chapter 17 homework, then Lab 17. The Chapter 17 homework quiz is just a random 20 questions from the homework assignment. So after you do the homework assignment, the quiz is just like a review of that homework. Then there's a reading quiz. Usually doesn't have a lot of questions, but this is where I post. A lot of you are going into healthcare and you're going to be taking an exam at some point to get your license called the NCLEX. And the questions in the reading quiz typically come from that, or they are, they're more application questions anyway. All right. After that is where I post the resources that you might want to use. If I have made any lecture recordings on YouTube, they will be in this page. The slides for Chapter 17 are in this page. If you open up, you can open the page or close it, but in here is where, now if there's no recordings, it means I didn't make any. But for most chapters, I have made YouTube videos. Some students use those and like them, and some do not. So, but I do have them there, and I go through basically it's a YouTube video of me going through the slides and explaining them to you. So it's kind of like replacing lecture, in a way. Not mandatory, but definitely there if you would like to take advantage of it. After that, and this was your classmate's question, do I have a link to the textbook? Well, Mastering won't let me just link to the textbook. It only lets me link to parts of the textbook. So now you're going to see a whole bunch of links that are really just for Chapter 17. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I put Chapter 1, but I'm not going to redo this video. I'm going to fix this. But I'll go back and put in the links to the textbook for Chapter 17. I apologize for that, but I don't want to re-record. So anyway, but you'll see links to each section of that chapter. And so these are the actual, you're going to see the eText links underneath the PowerPoint slides and recordings. So I hope this was helpful. Please send me an email if you have any other questions. It's a lot of information, but the biggest thing is make sure that you scroll past that first section and just click on that first assignment, and the assignments are the first thing that you see after you get through the introduction section here. And then just click on each assignment and do it by the due date, and you'll be good. Okay? All right. Have a great day.